everybody, welcome to Garden Time with Belle. Well, it is a gloriously cool early August day, and that's quite unusual for where I live. Those of you that have watched my channel know that I am just a home gardener, just like many of you, and I happen to garden in mid-Missouri. I garden in a zone 6. We have all 4 seasons, super hot summers and super cold winters. I love it that way because I love change. So I am really feeling grateful for the cool temperatures we've had because we've been in heat indexes over 100 for several weeks. And the last couple, 3 days, it has been a joy and a delight to be out in the garden. So we're going to start in the greenhouse and then I'm going to take you out in the garden. And what today is going to be all about is garden related. I'm going to have you guys guess. I'm going to do a little tease. So I got a delivery yesterday from FedEx. So I'm going to open up this box and it is garden related. We're going to need this for today's project. And I'm going to share with you one of my favorite books on flowers, which you know I love flowers. I grow lots of flowers, cut flowers. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love beautiful flowers? And anyways, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this book. If you don't know about it, share that with you. And then we're going to get out in the garden and get the things we need that's going to go with my new purchase. So before we do the big reveal and I open up what's inside this box, I'm going to ask everybody to please like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate those of you that are already subscribers. Those of you that just found me, thank you for being here. And also the other thing that you might want to do is click the little bell on the screen, the notifications bell, and that will let you know every time you log into YouTube. It'll let you know when Garden Time with Belle has published or uploaded a new video. So anyhow, let's get to the unveiling. So I backed the camera up a little bit, so I hope you can see everything. I'll try to make sure I take care of that in the editing process of today's video. So, okay, so here we go. So I don't know about you all, but every time I get a shipment, get a delivery, and it has a fragile sticker, are you like me? And do you think of, and do you say to yourself, fragile? The Christmas Story, I don't know if you know about that classic movie that was filmed a long, long time ago. A lot of us watch it around the holidays, the Christmas Story. Anyways, they have a whole thing on fragile. So anyway, so it is fragile. So if that's giving you a hint, so let's see, what's inside. So this shipment came to me from Magnolia. Magnolia, some of you might know, is a company that Chip and Joanna Gaines started down in Waco, Texas. They have, oh my gosh, I don't know, is it Farmhouse Fixer Upper? Or anyways, Fixer Upper. They are just mega, mega popular as home builders and designers and everything. And if you've ever been to Waco, Texas, or you are going to be in that area, I would encourage you to visit their massive complex where she has her own Magnolia shop. She has products online, obviously, which I order from. And I think she's got a product line in Target. Anyways, I'm not here. They're not sponsoring this video. I'm just a little YouTuber. But anyhow, I like a lot of her stuff. So let me see. I hope since they're fragile, I hope they've come really well packaged, lots of bubble wrap, so that's good. All right, here's one, little smaller box than I expected. And let's see, I should have 2 items. Oh yeah, so just to see inside how well it's been packaged. Okay, so another one, the same size. All right, get this out of the way. Okay, so let's see what is inside that's going to make this gardener happy, happy, happy. I hope they, oh yes, okay, good, nothing broken shipping. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, look at this. I'm gonna walk around my little table here and bring it in close. You see this? Isn't that adorable? So, flower vase. And it is, I would say, I don't know what it's going to look like on screen. Online, it's advertised, excuse me, as blue, but honestly, it's a very blue gray. It's very pretty. I like it. I happen to have a lot of blue in my decor in my home, taupes and creams and all varieties of blue. And so, yeah, I thought this would go. And what I was looking for when I ordered this and the other one I'm going to show you, hopefully it's as pretty as this. I didn't want a massive vase because the bigger the vase, the more flowers. You have to harvest tons and tons and tons of flowers to fill up a big vase. And not everybody has tons of flowers in their garden to fill up a big vase. And I like a vase with a smaller opening. Again, because if you get a vase with big openings, you've got a packet full of many, many, many flowers, and that's just not practical for a lot of us. We don't have acres and acres of flowers, except actually I have acres and acres of wildflowers in our native pollinator habitat. And oh, by the way, if you're new to my channel and you've not seen what's happening in our 2-acre wildflower habitat, you need to check out that playlist on my page. Anyways, okay, pretty. Okay, love it. Let's see what else. Let's open up the next one. You know, I have lots of vases, okay? But actually the majority of the vases that I own are clear. They're, glass. I don't have any in here at the moment. And while they're okay, you can see the stems, obviously, because it's see-through. And sometimes I like that look, and sometimes, I don't like that look. So that was also sort of my thinking about ordering myself a couple of new vases or vases for my, oh, I opened this one upside down, for my flowers. All right, let's see here. Oh, I hope this one's not broken. It's not. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll bring this one in close. Again, it's slightly taller than the blue one, but just about the same size. And check this out. Can you see if I bring it in really close? So it's got kind of a crackle finish. Do you see that? I love this one because any color flower will go with this. And I think this is actually the one I'm going to use today. We're going to go out in the garden and forage shrubs, maybe some perennials, and maybe some flowers I've grown from seed. And we're going to create a more green and white flower arrangement. I could not be happier with these beautiful little vases. So, okay, so I'm going to put them over here. And I think what I'll do is I just want to share with you kind of what supplies we're going to need to go foraging, to go picking our greenery and some flowers to put in this beautiful creamy colored vase. So I've shown you these before. So I'm going to need a bucket to put my cuttings in as we go out. And I get these for free. I actually went to my local grocery store that has a floral department, and I just said, hey, do you all get your flowers shipped in these big buckets, or do you use them a lot? And they said, well, yeah. And I said, would you have any that you'd be willing to give me? And they said, oh, for sure, because basically they have hundreds of these, and they end up just recycling them. So I think I left the grocery store. This was about a year or so ago when I did this. I think they gave me like 6 or 8. So I have plenty of these. So anyhow, so we're going to need these. We're going to need to, of course, put some water in. Now, I don't put floral food in my water in this bucket when I'm going out picking. I do that later when I actually create the arrangement. So I'm going to just, put, I don't know, a couple inches of water should do it. Now that I've got my bucket with some water and I've got my little Felco 310s, my little snips, all that's left to do is get on my scooter. I'm going to take you along with me. We're going to zip around the property and we're going to cut some beautiful things to put in this beautiful new creamy colored vase. So I've grabbed my pruners and I put my camera on my handheld, and so I didn't want to have to bring my tripod along with me to set the camera up every time. So I'm going to try to harvest while I'm holding the camera in one hand and holding the pruners in the other hand. But I just wanted to real quick mention this is an east facing bed. And if you all follow my channel, I want to encourage you to take a look at a recent video I did. I do monthly walkabouts or garden tours. And I just did one about a week ago, the end of July. And one of the things you'll see on that video is you'll see me talking about my Limelight Prime hydrangeas. They're only in their second summer. They absolutely are putting on a beautiful show. However, the lower limbs are flopping. And so in that video, I said to myself, you know what? All is not lost. I am going to come out here and I'm going to harvest some of the hydrangea flowers that are sort of on the bottom, that aren't more upright. It's a little disappointing to me that they're flopping because Limelight Prime is an improved version of Limelight. And one of the improvements the breeders tried to achieve was to create sturdier stems. So I'm hoping maybe they're flopping like these down low because they're sort of baby plants still. So this is going to be sort of our focal flower. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try to do this, everybody, while I'm holding the camera in one hand and the pruners in the other. So I'm just going to make a cut like so. You see that? All right. I'm just going to lay this on the grass and then I'll put it in my bucket. One of the things I meant to mention as I was harvesting these beautiful hydrangeas is this is, of course, Limelight Prime. Like I said, this is a panicle hydrangea, which means it blooms on new wood. So it's not going to harm this beautiful shrub at all for me to cut the flowers off. It's going to bloom its head off next year because actually early in the spring for panicle hydrangeas, where I live, is when you prune them way back and they will flush out all new blooms. So actually, I have decided we're gonna go up on the deck because do you see that lime green chartreuse colored plant up there? Yep, my favorite Coleus. I think I'm gonna need to infuse those into this arrangement, but oh my gosh, we cannot pass up my new hardy hibiscus. Wow, 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 you all. Let me put my hand over here so you can see, get a sense of the scale. Isn't she a stunner? So here is a big planter box, 4 foot wide, 2 foot deep, loaded with my beloved Coleus, 3 different varieties. And I'm trying to grow Mandevilla, but I really don't think it's getting enough sunlight because you can't see any pretty pink flowers. Okay, so I am after the Coleus, and this is what I'm going to probably pick. I might pick this one too, but I was really thinking about this chartreuse one, which is called Guacamole. So yeah, I think I'm going to make a few snips of this Coleus, and let me see if I can do it while I'm holding the camera. So I'm going to, here's a nice, see this toe in here? I'm going to follow the stem down, down, down. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to be, I've pruned them once, so I'm not sure if that's going to give me a tall enough stem. That's going to be kind of short, everybody, but we're going to try to make it work. Okay, I'm going to do my best, everybody, to try to show you a close-up of where to make your cuts. So I'm following the main stem, which is right here. I'm touching it with my pruners, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to cut right above where you see stems on from side to side. So let's see if I can get in here and show you. Let me get my camera way in here. And what that will do is those side shoots will produce more big long branches like this one. Look at this. This is called, look at that in the sunlight, you all. Oh, Las Ramblas. Well, we got some Coleus, so I think we're going to head up on the south-facing side of the house because there is a shrub or a perennial. I don't know technically what it's called, but this shrub is false indigo or Baptisia, and while it is not in bloom because it's a spring bloomer, and I will put on the screen either a picture or a video of when these gorgeous Baptisia are in bloom, lemony yellow and a beautiful deep purple. Anyways, so they bloom in the spring. They're one of the earliest of my shrubs to bloom. But what's amazing is they make a beautiful just green shrub. I mean, look at how lush and full that is. And I actually harvest from this to use it as filler in lots of my floral arrangements, all the way from a little bud vase with maybe one flower and a little stem of this part of the shrub to my bigger arrangement. So yeah, let's see what we can find. Okay, I think we've got enough green filler material, more than enough, of course. But yeah, I think this is going to work nicely. So just get a little closer to you all so you can see. I mean, pretty nice, right? Here we are at our last stop. So I am growing some zinnias in this a 12 by 2 foot little raised bed. It's on the south side of our house. Let me see if I can swing around here so you all can see. You see those? If you are somebody who has never grown flowers from seed, try zinnias. I promise you, you can't go wrong. They're easy. They germinate great. They produce gorgeous flowers that come over and over and over again throughout the summer. They just bloom their heads off. The more you cut them, the more that plant says, ooh, I need to make more flowers. So anyhow, I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to cut some of these zinnias. Well, my little harvest bucket is overflowing with these beautiful things that we found in the garden today. So yeah, let's head back to the greenhouse and see what we can do with these. So before we get into combining all the things that we harvested in our own floral shop, our own gardens, full disclosure, I am just your average home gardener. I am not a floral designer. I don't propose to be. I am no expert. In fact, I mentioned this book to you, but I'm going to bring it in really close. This book is just beautiful. A Year in Flowers, Floret Farm. Aaron Benzakine. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron, I'm messing up your name, but Oh my goodness. She is a floral breeder. She's a flower farmer. She created so many brand new uh, varieties of flowers. And this book is just, look at this. I mean, the photography alone, I think her husband's her photographer, just phenomenal. So I will make sure I put a link in the description below. I mean, look at all the cosmos. So she tells you all about the varieties, and just such an inspiration for me. Anyways, and shows you a little bit of how to put your beautiful flowers together. Although, I read this about 2 years ago, so I've forgotten, I'm sure, a lot of her tips. The other thing, though, I did want to share with you all is I'm actually going to be going to a friend of mine's event. She's holding a workshop at the end of August on flower arranging. I could not be more happy. And I asked my friend if I could bring my camera along and videotape the event and share with you all. And she said yes. So she's actually having a floral expert come in and teach us something. So I know I'll learn a lot. But anyways, it's not about how you do it. These are your flowers from your garden. I mean, a lot of times I'm just out there, I see something, I take my snips, I bring it in the house, and I don't fuss over it much. I just plop it in a vase. Sometimes I take more time, especially if I'm giving bouquets away to friends, which I did yesterday. I think I'll see if I could put a little picture up on the screen of me transporting these little bouquets of fresh flowers to some of my girlfriends. We met for brunch yesterday, and I had them sitting on the table at the restaurant when they came in, and so gave them a little happy gift. So, okay. Enough about this, but I just want you to know I am not a floral designer. I'm just enjoying the beauty of everything that I'm growing this year in my garden. So, all right. So, of course, I need water in my vase. So I'm going to fill it up about, I usually fill mine up about 3/4 of the way. And I'm going to add floral food now. Remember, I didn't add floral food earlier, although you could. But because I know that that's my harvest bucket, and then I'm going to be transferring these beauties to a clean vase, I want to start with fresh water and floral food. This is Floralife crystal clear flower food. I get this on Amazon. It's wonderful. It's a liquid, but I also order on Amazon. The little packets you get a lot of times when you get flowers at the flower market. And super inexpensive, like really. But this floral food, it doesn't take much liquid. It goes a long way. But also, I like to always start with my greenery. And I just think that's a really nice base for your container. And all of these stems that you see on here actually help to hold up the other flowers so that they don't flop over quite as much. So I think what I'll do is I'll just get to putting it together and then tell you a little bit more about what I'm doing after I get it the way I want it to look. All right, so the next step for me is to put in sort of my signature flowers. And you can recut the stems if you want to. So I guess I'll show you how I like to do that. And when I'm harvesting, I cut my stems in various heights because, I just like that look. This is probably the longest one. And sometimes that's nice. I'll lay them out so that I can actually see which ones are taller and which ones are shorter, and that's going to impact where I choose to put them in my arrangement. So I have a little bit of a dilemma here. I absolutely love this Las Ramblas Coleus, and I thought I was going to go mostly just cream and green, but I want to just tuck one down in here and see. And like, I cannot not use it. So they're going in for sure. My goodness, everybody, let me turn it around. Let me take a look at this side. And I'm trying to balance this out well enough that it'll look good from all sides, because I think I'm going to put it on our coffee table in our great room in the house. And so whether you're sitting on the couch behind the coffee table or you're just walking through, yeah, I don't know. Is that one? Oh, hello. I brought in a little insect with me. We don't want that. Is that one too tall, everybody? I mean, maybe not, but I'm going to strip off some of the leaves so that we can see the Coleus. All right, this one's going in. This is a little one. Let's see. This is a shorter one, so let's see where I can tuck this one in at. All right, so I'm going to give it a once over, a little looky look. And, you know, I like things that drape. However, I kind of feel like this one is draping too far down, so I'm just going to cut it off. I'm just going to eliminate that. Trim these up just ever so slightly so that they're not touching the tabletop. I mean, this one is too prominent. I'm sorry. You're gonna be cut down a notch. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Lovely. Step back. Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really loved taking you along as we went around the property and harvested lots of things for this beautiful arrangement that's in my new beautiful magnolia vase. Isn't that pretty? I just think the cream and the cream of the vase is just lovely. You know, celebrate your accomplishments of taking a tiny little seed and having it turn into something so special and beautiful. So until next time, I'm going to wish everybody out there happy gardening.